Anthony Meets the Playground Bully by Kevin Bailey.
Hi, I'm Alicia Nightingale, and this is the Long Island Girl Talk. Today I will be interviewing Kevin Bailey. How are you, Mr. Bailey?
Hello, how are you? Thanks for having me here today.
You're so welcome. I know you're an author, a poet, a presenter, and a motivational speaker. Can you tell me a little about everything you do?
Well, they all combine into each other. I'm an author. I write children's books and youth books that deal with youth issues. I've been writing poetry since I was a young kid, and all those tie into me helping kids as an advocate, as a mentor, as a coach.
I know you wrote 3 books, and can you tell me a little bit about the books that you have written?
Sure. Well, my debut book is Anthony Meets the Playground Bully, and that book deals with children's references, and my main character is Anthony. And that's probably the book I'm mostly going to speak about today. Now, another book, Young Adults Think, Believe, and Become Rich. That book's deal mostly young adult issues, school choices, peer pressure choices. And then my other book is Parenting, is Kid Stuff 101. And that book is help young parents become good parents without all the trial and errors that I had to go through as a young parent.
Who was your audience as you was, what is your goal for writing the books? Who was you trying to reach out to?
Actually, kids. Kids of all ages. From kindergarten to college. And my audience generally, I visit schools, I visit colleges, I visit high schools, I visit elementary schools, and those are the schools I find my audience. And I visit with the kids and talk with them and mentor them and do motivational speaking. I love it.
Can you tell me how did you get into the category of bullying?
Well, actually, bullying was such a big issue. About 2007, I wrote this book. Bullying was in the papers. It was a big issue, but not the way it is today. Today is much more glorified, and you see it all the time in the papers, you see it on the news. But it was a big issue. I knew it. Having 5 sons, raising my kids in school, being a cut master, a coach, a mentor, I realized the kids were being bullied all over. And it wasn't getting enough attention. And that's why I wrote Anthony Meets the Playground Bully, to bring more attention to what I thought, and I guess obviously a lot of people think now, is a very, very serious problem.
How would you define bullying?
Well, bullying is exerting your energy and your authority, or sense of authority, on someone else. Whether it be real or not, bullying is taking advantage of someone else because you think you have more authority, more rights. It can be a sense of entitlement, or sometimes people bully because they were bullied, and this is their chance to get revenge on someone else.
What gender do you think is bullied more?
A very good question. Well, bullying goes across genders, males and females. Males bully differently than do females. Males bully more on a physical nature, pushing, shoving. Females bully more emotional level, ostracizing another child or a group of children, tattletaling, teasing, lying, fibbing, name-calling. The girls generally tease that way and bully that way. Boys are more in physical nature. So which one hurts worse? I don't know. Sometimes I think what tugs at your heart takes longer to heal.
What age group do you think is bullied often? Kids, teens, adults? Because adults can get bullied too.
That's a very good point. Very good point. Well, bullying starts in early ages. That's why I focus on elementary school children, because that's where bullying starts. It starts in the home. This is learned behavior by older brothers, sisters, sometimes parents, sometimes cousins, but certainly it starts at early ages. So it goes all the way to college and adults. But if you start early and make a difference with the youth, elementary school age, you really can make a difference with bullying.
What do you think is the relationship between kids being bullied and the suicidal rates?
Wow, that's a tough question because I don't have the exact quotas. But I will say this to you. If one person commits suicide because they're bullied, that's way too many. And we all know from our reports in the news that, yes, kids do commit suicide sometimes because they've been bullied. So there's a relationship with that.
What are common reasons why you think people are bullied?
Well, a lot of times people are bullied because of other people's ignorances, jealousies, or insecurities. Sometimes people are bullied because someone else is bullied, and now they become a victim. And what a lot of people don't understand is that a victim can be bullied for so many different reasons. A bully can be bullied because they're too tall, too short, too pretty, too ugly, too fat, too skinny, too white, too black, too rich, too poor. So there is no real answer why someone's bullied. But there are ways sometimes you can put yourself in a situation to be bullied more. And I can talk to you about that if you want me to later.
Okay. Do you think bullying is worse with the use of social media or the use of physical abuse?
Well, that's a very good question. Bullying is not worse with social media. What social media does is allow people to be out of the picture, anonymous. Anytime someone can be anonymous, it allows them more power over the victim. So social media makes victimizing easier. And that's what makes it scarier than physical, because physical you have to be near someone.
Do you think schools should generally address bullying with students?
Well, I think the schools are doing a good job today. They bring in persons like myself to help with my program and other programs similar to mine. The local governments of the state, the federal government have mandated certain programs now that schools have to be guided by to protect children against bullying. So schools are doing a lot, but can they do more? Certainly, they can do more. And they're trying to do more. That's why I go to the schools to visit, to help them out, to do more.
What advice can you give to schools to make bullying situations better?
Well, when I visit schools, I talk to them. Some advice that I give schools, for example, some schools have, in the classrooms, you'll find a board up on the wall, and you have kids' names on the wall, and those are considered the bad kids. And when they're bad, they put a check next to the name of the teachers. Well, when I go into schools, I ask them to take that board down. And I say, why don't you put up a good board? And put all the kids' names on the board in the classroom, and every time they do something good, if you see them and they don't mention it, or if they mention it, you put a check next to their name, you're going to find more kids are trying to be good because they like to see their name up on print. That's one of the things. Schools invite me in, persons like myself, to bring our ideas, our enthusiasm. That makes a difference. So schools are trying to do a lot, and my goal is to help them do more.
Do you foresee bullying getting better in the future?
Well, I see bullying getting better every day, but not enough. Will bullying ever go away? No, I don't think so, because as long as you have people, you will have bullying, because people find different reasons that they have a right to bully. I think will bullying get better? Yes. How will it get better? By persons like myself, going to schools, talking to students, talking to teachers, talking to teachers about things they can do to make kids better and a better environment. Parenting. Parents have to be involved with schools and the students and the kids at home to teach them at home how not to be bullied. So it's a teamwork. And will it get better? Yes.
Have you ever been bullied as a child?
I was bullied as a child, yes, by older brother, by older kids.
Because you were bullied, have you ever had suicidal thoughts?
No, I've never been bullied to that extent, thank God. I've never been bullied to that extent. But I do know persons who have been bullied to that extent. I had to talk them out of it. So it can be very, very scary.
Yes, it can be. Have you ever bullied anyone?
Yeah, like I said, she's putting me on the spot. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And the curious thing about bullying, sometimes you could be bullying someone and not know it. And I went to my high school reunion, and one of my classmates at my high school reunion told me that I used to bully him. And I said, what do you mean I used to bully you? He says, you used to shake me down for quarters. Now, shake me down means I would go up to him and tell him to give me a quarter. But actually, when I was in elementary school, I walked up to these young men asking for a quarter, And I thought they were giving me the quarter because they liked me, not because they were scared of me. So in essence, yes, I was bullying them, but I didn't know it. And playing sports, sometimes if I get frustrated on the basketball court, I bully people because I want to have things my way. So yes, I can say I bullied someone.
What is your reaction to bullying?
When I'm a victim or if I witness it?
Both.
Okay, if I'm a victim to bullying, I stand my ground. Because bullies like weakness. They don't look for strength, they look for weakness in people. So I tell young people all the time, if you're being bullied, stand up straight, be assertive, be confident, and sure of yourself. And let the person know, I'm not the victim. And I will not be a victim. So choose someone else and move on. If you stand up for yourself, bullies generally move away. If that doesn't work, and you have to defend yourself, I always tell young people, physical action is your last resort. Most times, and I know for a fact, you can walk away.
What is your advice to kids who have been bullied?
Okay, I'm sorry, you also asked me if I witnessed a bullying, what I would do.
Yes.
Okay, I found out from my research that 50% of the time, that's half the time that someone witnessed bullying, if you say stop to the bully, at least 50% of the time the bully will stop because someone intervened. So that's the first thing I would say to a bully. I would say, stop, that's not nice. So that's why I tell kids, if you see someone being bullied, say to the bully, stop, that's not nice. Don't laugh at the bully. Don't make the bully think he's doing something cool or fun. No, you're wrong, and bullying is wrong when? All the time. So if I see bullying, I get involved. If bullying, getting involved, is going to put you in harm's way, if you see someone who's physically more powerful than you, or may have a weapon, or maybe acting out of sorts, like maybe they have a mental problem, sometimes you put yourself in harm's way. So that's when you go to the authority, the closest authority you can reach, and let them handle it. Teacher, parent, uncle, neighbor.
What is your advice to the kids who have been bullied?
Talk to your teacher. Talk to a good friend. Talk to someone, though, who wants to help you heal the situation, not fuel it. What does that mean? Don't talk to your friend and say, yeah, let's go get them, let's go get them. That's not going to make it better. Talk to someone who says, you know, Alicia, that was wrong. And they shouldn't have done that. So let me and you figure out a way that we can communicate with them or their parent or their teacher to let them know they're hurting you and you can put a stop to it.
What would you like to say to all the young people who are watching this right now?
Well, first I'd like to say thank you for having me in front of you and let you know that I'm not an expert on anything, but I'm an expert about knowing I don't know anything about being an expert. That helps you learn things. You study, you do research, you ask a lot of questions, and after you get the answers, you follow those answers the best you can. For example, the answer about being a victim of bullying. Stand up for yourself. Stand up to the bully. But not in an aggressive way where you want to fight, but in a way that lets them know you have value, you're worth more than they think you're worth, and you're not going to be a victim because you don't deserve it. Then, practice what you preach. If you don't like being a victim, don't be a bully. If you don't like being picked on, don't pick on others. If you don't like being called names or talked about, don't call names and talk about people. Because what goes around, comes around. So, Alicia, I would say to those people out there in the land of being victim of bullying and being bullies, treat people with respect. Put yourself in position to earn respect. And if that doesn't work, talk to those around you who are there to protect you. Your teachers, your educators, your principal, your parents, your neighbors, your uncles, your aunts. There's someone who loves you. Go for help. Don't keep it a secret. Because bullying hurts more when only you know about it. That would be my message.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey, for coming on our show.
Give me a hug. Thanks for having me, Alicia. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I hope you continue on spreading the words and
Thank you.
helping kids who have been put in these situations.
Can I mention my website?
Yes.
You can visit me at www.kevinbailey.info. Again, that's www.kevinbailey.info. I visit schools, youth organizations. You can contact me, and I'll be glad to come visit your school, your organization. Kids, you can ask your parents or your teachers to invite me in. I'll be glad to be there to make a difference. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Bye.